Here we're alive. Y'all give me a second. Let me wipe off my screen. I guess that didn't help. Um, my screen look a little dusty. Let the family come into the room a little bit. While y'all do that, get my little thingy here. We live, baby. Before we get started, man, let everybody know that this is a live video. I have to say this all the time. And during live videos, we should have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? People like, man, you need to get to the point. It's a conversation. We're talking about many different. Oh, that's better. We're talking about many different topics when I go live. So there is no getting to the point. We're just talking. You know, discussing different topics. You know, so be aware of that. But I feel you though. Discussing different things. Sometimes you gotta be patient, baby. Gotta let it slow cook. But I'm here. We here. We live. What's good, Spence? We live. We in the house, man. It's a little Coco. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, y'all hit the like button as you come to the room. Shout out your city, all that good stuff. We live 2 days in a row. I'm coming from the gym, you know. I'm outside the gym right now, and so you know, when I come from the gym, I be fired up and ready to talk. So I figured, let me, you know, do a little live real quick. Hold on. Let me get my phone together. Yeah, put it on Do Not Disturb because people not gonna start texting me and everything. Yeah. But I hope everybody's having a great day. I am. You know. Like I said, been working out, man, in the gym and just having a good time. Trying to get right. It's good, Leopard. You know. Hope everybody's good. Yo, y'all share this video while you're at it. Subscribe, hit the notification bell. You know. So let everybody know we live, man. It's good. Diamond, Alpha F in the house. I'm a little sore right now because, you know, I've been in there trying to lift some weights, and I don't know, this dude's out here acting a fool. You know, hold on, I'm in my car. Let this dude walk by real quick, cause you know, you gotta stay vigilant out here. I don't have to cap nobody. You know what I'm saying? The preacher gets busy. You know, I'm not the turn the other cheek. I'm not the turn the other cheek type of preacher at all. But anyway, we here, baby. So, hope I ain't looking too rough. But we're gonna try to get through this. Let me adjust myself. I hope my phone doesn't fall, y'all. I got it hooked up to the car, and so you know, we'll see what happens. I'm in the parking lot, so my phone fall. I didn't crash. It just raggedy. But anyway, so yo. I want to talk about healing today. I want to talk about healing from relationships. I spoke on it a little bit yesterday. I mean, everybody can take this in their own situation, but I'm more so directing it to men, but for women. Okay? I'm directing it to men so we can know how, you know, what we deal with and why we sometimes depressed or whatever. But I'm making it for women so they can understand something that may be going on, why they can't get through to him. Now, this ain't the answer to everything. There's just some things that may be happening. You know, your situation may be totally and utterly different, and this may not even apply to your situation. But you know, it may fully apply. But anyway, so I've been in my personal life and what I've been seeing, me talking to people, sessions and counseling and ministry. You know, and I primarily target men for like healing and consultation and stuff like that. And I see that a lot of the time the ladies, sometimes you may not be able to get through him because he's hurt or hurting from past relationships, past hurts and pains, and stuff he hasn't gotten over. So there are a lot of men, you know, who've been through stuff, heartbreaks, whatever the case may be, and they haven't healed from that. I was speaking on this yesterday. And when you haven't healed from something, you carry that pain into your next relationship, or you just carry it with you. And over time, you build up this wall around yourself from anybody else, right? Just because you haven't handled your pain properly. And men tend to do this more than women. Well, I would say they do it about equally. They just do it differently. But I'm just speaking for me, man. I know we do it a lot sometimes because sometimes we don't want to talk about things. We don't like to discuss our pain, or we've been told that you can't talk about your pain. That makes you weak, and no man wants to look weak. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes we end up talking about it. But don't get me wrong. There are a lot of men who have learned how to talk about their pain and have gotten healing and things like that. So I don't want to discount those men because there's a lot of them out there. I met a lot of them. But anyway, but you may be having this trouble because he hasn't healed and he's hurt. Like in the thumbnail that you see a man who's you got two sides to him. One side is hurt, he crying, and the other side he's happy, he's healed. And that's just to show the transition from sad to happy. How to go from hurt to happiness. So you may recognize this in the form of you trying to do stuff with him, or he might be snapping at you, or he very hesitant to do things, or you just can't get through as far as like romance, love, emotions, and things like that. Or you may talk about certain situations, he may not want to do things. That could be a sign that he hasn't hurt. Or like I said, snapping, he getting mad about stuff. This is a good sign. Or if he say things like, "Oh, my ex did the same thing," or "My last girlfriend did the same thing," or "I've been through this before," these are signs that he may be hurt, and he may not have gotten over what he's been through. And sometimes people are not even aware that they have this pain and hurt. So if you're dealing with somebody like that, you gotta kind of look at the thing. You gotta recognize. Now, I wouldn't recommend calling him out on it, because when you call somebody out on sensitive stuff, they get defensive and they shut down even more because they feel like you are violating them and enter into a space that you don't belong. So the way to go about that is you have to ask somebody about certain things. Just say, if he don't want you to go around his family or something like that, or anything, ask somebody like, "Hey, why do you not want me to go around your family?" Or, "I feel like you don't want me to go around your family. Is there something wrong?" Just ask them about it and talk about it, rather than saying, "You don't want me to go around your family. I know da 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 da." It's not the way to go about it, because he's really not gonna do it. That's just an example. It could be anything. It's good kissy. It could be anything, but it takes a lot of, for men, it takes a lot of healing. It takes a lot of self-discipline. It takes a lot of self-awareness to admit that, what, I've been hurt. Because it's hard for men to admit they've been hurt by a woman. Because we have egos, and we have testosterone. And we've always heard you gotta be strong as a man, and how you let this woman hurt you, and this and that type of thing. So, we kind of built up this understanding that I can't show no pain, I can't be hurt. And then to admit that you let a woman hurt you or whatever, it can be embarrassing for a man. So we just cover it up year to year to year to year. And really, only real thing can bring it out, like therapy can bring it out, and things like that, to get over. Because women go through a lot of breakups and stuff like that, and they go through a lot of pain. Men doing this, but men go through a lot of the same things too, and they have to recognize it. Like, I believe I told y'all a story one time. One of my best friends in college, he was the ladies' man, and he was a ladies' man. I mean, all the ladies loved this dude. You know what I'm saying? He was LL Cool J. He really was. Tall, dark, and handsome. He had all the swag in the world. Cool, real cool guy. You know what I'm saying? But his flaw was women. You know what I'm saying? Most men's, no, not flaw, but his Achilles heel was women. Like most men, his weakness. And because ladies showed him so much love, and his ladies man, gentleman, everything you could think of, he got into a lot of trouble with the ladies. He got accustomed to just doing what he wanted to do. He ended up getting very hurt by somebody. There's always that one woman that kind of breaks your heart. You can be with 100 women, but that 101 woman gets you. You be like, dang. It just totally takes you down. So, And I was talking to him during the time he was in it. It was in a relationship, or he was about to get in a relationship. He was talking to this girl, but they wasn't together. And he was telling me, he like, yo, I really want to be with this girl. I want to stop doing her wrong, but I can't. I've been hurt, and I'm afraid to just be with her. I feel like I'm gonna hurt her even more. And this was very interesting to me because I didn't know he felt like that. I thought he just wanted to be out here doing what he was doing with women, you know. But when I really started to peel back the layer, because in college a lot of people just come talk to me. You know, I was a chaplain in school, so a lot of people just come talk to me. And yeah, so you know, he was telling me about, oh, these women, man, I don't know how to stop. I've been hurt. When I really started to try to love, I really can't do it. I want to do it, but I can't do it because I can't commit. I want to commit, but I can't. He was just going on and on and on, and that showed me the struggle that men be going through if you're not having any self-discipline. If you're just running wild with your desires, it's going to lead to things like that. So, you know, a lot of times men self-sabotage themselves by letting their desires run wild. Just giving y'all understanding of sometimes what the built upness that men have in those situations if they haven't done the right thing. You know, especially when you're young like that, you know, ladies looking good. Ladies are always looking good, but you know, when you're not disciplining yourself, you're not having nobody above you saying, hey, don't do this, young dude, don't go, like, you might not want to do that woman, you might not want to go here with her, you might not want to put yourself in that position, you might want to use protect, you know what I'm saying, everything. And when you're just letting your desires run wild, it's fun in the moment, you know, you're having a good time. Oh man, I was with all these women, they love me, you know what I'm saying, out loud, you know, you having a good time. But over time, it eats at you. You know, it more so eats at men slower than it does women, because women are more emotional. You know, it eats at women quicker. Something happened that, you know, in my opinion, for what I've seen, women are not necessarily built to be with multiple men like that. They built to be with one man, you know, to create a family, a dynasty and stuff like that. That's what they built for, you know, or that's just how they're wired. Yes, they can be with multiple men, but their nature is not to be with multiple men. Their nature is to raise that family. You know what I'm saying? A man's nature is to kind of roam and do things. You know, and I'm not gonna say be with multiple women, but that's just kind of in a man's nature. You know, to prowl and things like that. So men have to really pull back or discipline. Like I said, they have to discipline themselves to understand, like, yo, this may not be good to just run wild with my desires. You know, I have to understand, what am I doing with my body, with my seed, where am I going, you know, what's the consequence of my actions. Because it starts when you're a young man, you know, so you just feel it, you just want to run wild, you know. But the point I'm making is, when you constantly do these things as a man without no guidance, and you just running wild with it, it eats at you and it makes you hurt. And when you really get in a relationship, a real relationship, you know, all the stuff you've done, it kind of comes back to haunt you. You know, sometimes it can happen. And this is the struggle men go through. And that's very important to really tell our young men, our young boys, how to handle themselves with women, with young girls, everything, their desires, the thing they see on TV. Because I'm telling you, as a man, you see all this, especially you're a young man, you see all this stuff on TV, the videos, the Instagram, anything, the Instagram models. You just, you know, and the way everything going about these days, it's just like anything goes these days. If you feel like doing it, do it. You know, nobody can tell you nothing these days. And I wasn't raised like that. But there are consequences to the things that we're doing. But I'm speaking on men. So you end up doing a lot of this stuff and you end up getting hurt. You know what I'm saying? You know, doing another woman wrong, and y'all go through a toxic situation, move on to the next woman, do her wrong, and it just keeps going on. And you don't realize until it's too late that this stuff really, excuse me, stuff really has been eating at you, eating at your soul. And you run into a really good woman, and not saying no other woman was a good women, but I'm saying good woman as in a woman that you deem good, a woman that you realize, like, oh, I really want her. I don't just want her just for sex. I really want her. And now you're trying to do what you haven't done. You know, so you're trying to do with this one woman what you haven't done with any woman, or what you have rarely done with the women, and that is be calm, be cool, be committed, and all this other stuff. you know. And so now you're struggling to this not with all men. I'm just saying this is with sometime when this happens, either happen later or early in life. It's gonna happen at some point in time, you know. But I'm just saying, like when you're dealing with this what's been happening, you know. And now you have to pull that stuff back. You don't realize this woman got energy trying to do things with you, and now you can't go there because you think about you've been hurt. Now you apprehensive because now your feelings are involved. You know what I'm saying? And you don't know how to handle it. I've talked to many men, you know, young men, older men, counseling and things like that about these situations. I myself been through many situations. That's how I know, you know. And it takes healing. It takes healing. And sometimes ladies and fellas, sometimes a man will want to be with you. And he legitimately like, you know what? I want to be with you. Let's do this. Let's make it happen. And then a little bit down the road, he started to switch up. Things started to change. He started to act different. In many cases, this is because he thought he could be with you. His intent was to be with you and do things right. However, when he actually put it into practice, he realized that he couldn't do it. So I hear a lot of women say, "Why play with me? Why get into a relationship and you know you don't want to be in one?" And that's why. It don't necessarily be that they trying to play with you. It be like, you know, it's like biting out more than you can chew. I want it all, but when you get there, you really can't handle it all. You know what I'm saying? You think you can, but you can't. Everybody want to be in the big seat. Everybody want to be the driver. Everybody want to be the leader, but you really can't handle it because you realize like, yo, this is more than what I thought it was. This ain't TV. This ain't Instagram. You know what I'm saying? This is real life. This is a real person I'm dealing with emotions and problems, and this is a real life I'm dealing with, and I'm accountable to somebody. You know what I'm saying? This surprises a lot of men sometimes. Surprisingly, it does. Yeah, I know this is basic information, but sometimes the basic things confuse the wise. The Bible says, you know, that sometimes he uses the simple things to confuse the wise. Amen, somebody? So a lot of times the basic things really tie people up. You know. And that's what happens sometimes. Now, it don't happen all the time. I'm just saying sometimes when people are not healed, that's why I'm really focusing on people who have not been healed, who have not, you know, gotten themselves together. And this is why. Now, if a person's been healed and things like that, 9 times out of 10, you don't have to worry about any of this stuff, you know, because they already been through it and got themselves together. But it's just stuff to look out for, you know. So yeah, so sometimes they intent be right, like I'm gonna be with this woman, she's a good woman, and then they start to crack, you know, start to fall. Be like, and she wondering like, yo, why you wasting my time? But he's not. Well, his intent is not to waste your time. You know, his intent is to do right. But now he realized he stepped in something that he's not prepared for. You know what I'm saying? He wanted it, but now he's not. I've done that before. I told y'all about a couple times where I pursued a girl real heavy one time. I mean, I was like, yo, I had to have her. I really pursued her. She was minding her business, baking cookies. You know what I'm saying? Baking cookies and planting flowers. You know what I'm saying? That's all she was doing. And I was like, yo, I gotta have her. You know, and I got her. And I wasn't prepared for it. I was like, oh man. I was surprised. You know, I was surprised. I was like, yo. I didn't want to admit that I was feeling that way. I didn't want to admit that, like, you know, it may be something, you know, I might need to get this thing together. But yeah, so, and I had to let that go. I had to admit to myself that I wasn't prepared. So this is what I did. Like I said, I pursued her, I got with her, but I wasn't ready. Like I said, in theory, I was there. In theory, I was like, yo, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. We're gonna be like this, we're gonna be like that. But in practice, you know, it wasn't going that way. I wasn't prepared. I didn't have myself together, you know, because the type of woman she was required more of me as a man than I was prepared to be. I'm just admitting the truth. Y'all know I like to be transparent. You know, I don't want to be on here sounding like always sounding like, oh, I got all the answers, or I always been perfect. Cause that's not the case. You know, I honestly wasn't prepared for the woman that she was and the man that she needed. That's just the truth, and that's a very difficult thing to admit as a man. Cause you don't, as a man, you don't want to admit that you may not be ready, or you may not be. It doesn't mean that you're not a man, but it's hard to say I'm not the man that you need. You know, I'm not. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to say that as a man, because you know, as men, be like, oh, every woman needs me. You know, but sometimes you have to admit that, you know, I got some work to do, and I realized, and I had to let it go, because I was like, you know, I honestly believe that it would have done more damage. You know, it would have did more bad than good being with her, because I was still going through what I was going through, and I was trying to get myself together, and she was kind of already there, and it was just like it wasn't right. I mean, yeah, she was willing to work with me and stuff like that, but I was too far gone, honestly. You know, I was like, yo, go save yourself. Ain't no hope for me, baby. You know, because I didn't even know what I wanted to do with it. Man, I was like, you know, that's what it was. But that's just an example. I was in dating her for the time that I did. I realized that I was hurt. I was still hurt from past things that I thought I was over. I realized that I had some pain. I realized that I was unhealed. You know, I realized all this stuff at that time, and so she was wondering why she couldn't get through to me. She's like, I can't even get through. What's good, son? You know, but that's wild, because it was blockage. I was like, I was still like, things that she did reminded me of my past relationship, and that reminded me of pain. I was missing another person. I didn't want to miss this person. I didn't go in it. You know, with past relationship on my mind, like constantly. I think it was subconscious. So I didn't go in it like that. But when I got in it, her love exposed a lot of me. And that's another thing, ladies. That's why I always talk about feminine energy. It's powerful, because the love of a woman really exposes a lot of things in men. And sometimes this is why men, I don't want to say run, but or be a little hesitant in relationships and stuff like that, because that love from the woman, it really opens things up. It makes you want to be accountable, or it makes you have to be accountable. It makes you have to be real. It makes you have to be honest. It makes you have to have greater integrity. It makes you have to be more of a man. It really does all these things, you know. And if you're not prepared to do these things, it's gonna really bother you as a man. That's what I was going through. I mean, I had me on my own, you know, but I just wasn't prepared. And her life really exposed that. A better example to bring that point out a little bit more is like, if you're a runner, and you know what I'm saying, you ain't been practicing, you just kind of been half practicing, and you go to a person who's been practicing every day. That person's productivity is gonna shine through against your improductivity. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna expose you. Gonna get exposed. You ain't been putting the work in. You know, you're gonna really see what you're up against. It's a mirror. You know, you're gonna really see it if you ain't been doing the work. And it doesn't mean that every person gotta be on the same level. That's not what I'm saying. Because that's not, most times I'm saying somebody can be a little higher than others. But it does need to be, in my opinion, it should be a window, a range where we are close to the same level. You know what I'm saying? So y'all feel what I'm saying? Just a range. You know, if somebody's way up here, you way down there, that's imbalance. You know what I'm saying? But if y'all like, you know, it fluctuate, that's cool. I mean, you know, because everybody got problem flaws, so that y'all feel what I'm saying. But if you totally out of, if you a person, like I said yesterday, if you a person that's healed, that did the work on yourself, and you ready for relationship, marriage, all that good stuff, and you get with somebody who's not, or who still have all these issues, there's gonna be trouble. It's gonna be a lot of problems, because your light is really gonna shine through to all their darkness. It's gonna expose a lot of stuff, and sometimes that's what a lot of men deal with, and they don't like to admit that. They may not even know. They just feel it. You feel me? Man, y'all hit the like button on your boy. We in here. And share this video too, because a lot of men need to hear this. A lot of everybody need to hear this, to be honest. Um, but yeah, that's why you're having a lot of trouble sometimes with relationships with guys. You know, for real, for real. It's real, man. Um, so when a man's not healed and he's in a relationship, you don't get the best product. And also another thing, I know a lot of ladies hate this. I hate this too. Another thing is sometimes you could be in a relationship with a guy struggling, toxic. You trying your best to get this dude to act right. Da 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 da. You did it all. You know what I'm saying? You got your chakras. You know what I'm saying? Your incense, everything. You did. You been doing what you're supposed to do. You've been a perfect woman. Cooking. Make sure he's straight. You know what I'm saying? It just ain't going right. Y'all break up. Then maybe some months later, he get with somebody else, and he becomes the perfect man. You know what I'm saying? You be like, I noticed you ain't. You know what I'm saying? I got a few reasons why that happened, in my opinion. I think one reason is that when y'all was together, it just so happened you was there in a time where he was getting himself together, and you did teach him a lot, even though it was toxic. The good came out of that bad. Y'all know what I'm saying? Like, it's like the sun comes out after a storm, you know? And so you may have been the person to break through all that, but now that it's broken through, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, what I'm supposed to do with all this, you know? I mean, I'm good now, but he might not have been good without you. I know it's messed up because men go through it too. I've been on both sides of it, so I know how it feels. You done did all this, you done built this dude up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just mentally got him together, and now he with some other person. He everything with her that you wanted him to be with you. And Blues in the house is good. But sometimes it's like that though, man. Sometimes it's not right. It's not cool. But sometimes it's like that. I mean, it's a saying. We all heard this saying. I forgot how it goes. It's something like, sometimes you what's the saying? You are in somebody's life to prepare them for somebody else. You know what I'm saying? It's something like that. Y'all feel what I'm saying? It's a saying like that. Like, sometimes you are with this person to make them better for somebody else, to make them better for another man, to make them better for another woman. I don't want to make nobody better for nobody. I don't want to make somebody better for me. You know what I'm saying? But I know I've done that before. It makes somebody better. I've dated a girl one time, and she was the worst. I mean, I talked to the girl a lot. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I really got it together. You know what I'm saying? For real. I took it from 0 to hero. I'm not lying. Changed her mindset and everything, and then she took it and ran with it. I was like, wow. Had to chalk it up to the game, baby. But I know a lot of women do that all the time, though. But for it be like that though, man. But that's one reason why that happens. Sometimes he's just not in that. He's not prepared. When he got with you, he wasn't prepared. But just inevitably through y'all process of just dating, he became prepared. But the relationship was toxic. And y'all moved on, and now he's better. So now he really want to be better for whoever, and that happens a lot. Another reason why, and I heard my guy Tariq Nasheed talk about this. He was saying that sometimes you may be like the homie or something. You may be like the homie. Like, if a guy's being with you, and then y'all break up, and then he go, be with another woman and treat her like excellence and things like that. Then you may have been like the homie, like a homie type of feel, And what I mean is, like, you may have good friend chill energy. Y'all don't like almost like friend zone. How ladies be doing. You know, you have every lady has every lady got a friend zone guy or had a friend zone guy. He was like the perfect gentleman. He trying to do everything, but he wasn't really he wasn't really it. You know, he's like the perfect guy. You know, he gonna make somebody happy. You know, he gonna make a great husband to somebody and everything, father, everything. But he wasn't really it for you. You know, and he wants you doing everything, and then you go be with somebody else, and y'all make it happen. Same concept. You might have been like a kind of a friend zone girl or friend zone guy, or friend zone girl, or like a homie like girl, where he can just have fun with, do all the things with, you know. But you may have get out that vibe. Sometimes that happens. You know, I've had a few young ladies like that, for real. That it was just, I mean, it was good women, good friends, but I wasn't like, she's not necessarily it though. You know, that's one reason. There's a lot of reasons, but I do see that a lot. So I mean, you gotta check your energy, like a dude energy or something like that. You know, you gotta be clear with things too. But yeah, that's a big thing that be happening in relationships. But guys do need a lot of healing out here. And for y'all who just come in, I'm at the gym. You know, I'm just getting in with the gym. This one looking a little rough. You know, so we out here. But God be needing a lot of healing. Now, if you with a guy and he needs healing, and y'all walking that walk together, that's cool. You know, just make sure that everybody's clear with what's going on and what the expectations are. There's nothing wrong with sticking with somebody and walking with somebody. You know, you have to know your own limits, what you can take from somebody when they're healing and things like that. Because hurt is real, pain is real, trauma is real, and it doesn't go away overnight. Many times you need professional help, counseling, therapy, all that good stuff. So be careful about judging people who are going through stuff. It's not about you need to go through stuff or you need therapy. It's about knowing you need the stuff, not doing nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? Or just letting stuff linger in your life, and you know you need to be healed. You know you need help, but you just don't care, and just going on to the next person, and to the next person, to the next person. That's irresponsible. You know, it really is, because it's messed up. But yeah, so there's nothing wrong with walking with somebody and trying to help somebody heal and walking together. If y'all both got a goal, like, look, we're trying to get to somewhere. We want to build this thing together. So let's do it. You know, what do you need? There's nothing wrong with helping a guy. So, and it's also, so if you're helping a guy through healing, or if you're helping a guy healed, ladies, know that your help has limitations. Okay, you can't do it all because you're not equipped to do that. You're not equipped to do it all. You're not equipped to heal nobody. You know, unless you have that professional background. You know, you have to understand, because I know a lot of women are natural healers. Women are natural nurturers. You know, women are natural nurturers. So a lot of times y'all let that natural love and nurture spirit just run rampant. Just like I said, how guys can let their desires run rampant, ladies can also let their love and run rampant. Everybody needs to have discipline and limitations on what you can do, because if you don't, you're gonna run yourself dry, and then you're gonna find yourself depressed, and now you're gonna find yourself going to the next relationship hurt and unhealed and drained, and angry at every guy. But you just let yourself go too far. You know what I'm saying? So know that you have limitations, and don't feel bad for telling somebody that look, this is as far as I can help you. But be clear with them. Just tell them straight up, like, look, this, I like you, I love you, I do basically anything for you, but this is as far I can help you, because I'm hurting helping you, and I need you to understand that. If you think I'm not here to help you, look at what I've done already. You know what I'm saying? Look what have I done already for you. Look at my record. It should speak for itself. It should speak to who I am and my intention. But I'm also human. It's only so much I can do. Because you're not. I mean, like I said, you're not put on this earth to heal everybody. You have limitations. That's what I'm saying. There's nothing wrong with saying I can't do this. You have to be honest with people, whether they get mad or not. I've had plenty of people get mad at me when I told them I couldn't help them no more. And I told them I love. I wasn't like, I can't help you no more. I was like, look, I don't know if I can continue helping you in this manner, because I'm drained. I have no more. It's a hard conversation, but it's a necessary one. It's a hard conversation, but it's a necessary one. So try that. Try that. So you gotta know your limitations when you're helping a guy trying to heal. You're not his therapist, okay? You know what I'm saying? You be there for him. Don't get me wrong. You be there for him in the tough times. You help him get through. But just know your limitations and be honest with him. Be like, look, I'm gonna be here for you, but I have limitations. Because I'm gonna be here for you, and my limitation doesn't mean that I don't want better for you. My limitations means just that I have limitations. I'm human. I can only do so much, but I'm willing to walk through it with you. I'm willing to see you through. I'm willing to sit with you. I'm willing to talk with you. But sometimes I need to do for myself too. You can't be with somebody all the time, every single step of the way, and they're gonna feel like you're abandoning them. But just be clear with them of what you've done and who you are, and they should know already anyway. But that's a very important thing that ladies need to hear, because I see it all the time. Some ladies will go to the bitter end, and they end up getting depressed and want to, dare I say, commit suicide or something. For real, it can go there. It sounds crazy, but depression is a real thing. When you feeling bad, and thoughts come up. So you have to be careful with your help, because sometimes when you're helping somebody, it never ends. That's why people need professional help, because you have people paid to do this. Now, just because they're getting professional help doesn't mean you can't help them. You support. Support is just that. I support you in getting professional help. I support you in trying to heal yourself. I'm with you. I help you look for it. You know what I'm saying? I go to your first set. I sit with you. But I am not the therapist, but I'm here with you. We can talk about anything. We can talk. I don't have all the answers. I mean, be real with people, because if not, you're gonna find yourself in a bad situation. You're gonna find yourself, like, for example, a lot of people financially, you're not a bank. You can't constantly be giving somebody money all the time and all the time and all the time. You can do it sometimes, but you have bills too. There's nothing wrong with supporting somebody for a limited amount of time, but you have to know when it's time to stop. You have to know. You have to know when you say, I can't financially do this no more. I'm killing myself. My bills ain't getting paid. It's tough, but tough love, man. You know what I'm saying? This is a grown person. I mean, obviously it's different. Somebody gonna die or something, But what I'm saying is stuff like, every other week, you gotta get this person $400, $500, $100, $50, and every other week, you can't do that. Eventually it has to stop. Now, like I said, you gotta put a time limit on something. If somebody needs something for like 5 weeks, it's up to you. You like, okay, that's a time frame. I got you for 5 weeks, but I can't do it for 8 weeks. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know what you can do. Like letting somebody live with you. You're like, look, I got you for 2 months. I know it takes time to get an apartment and stuff like that, but you gotta let somebody know, like, look, I only can do whatever your number is. Let's say 2 months, or let's say 3 months. I can only do 3 months. That's all I can do. I understand you in the situation. I understand it takes time. I'm with you. I've been there. Da 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 da. But just know this is only 3 months, and at that time, something had to change. You know what I'm saying? You got to find something else. You got to be very clear with people during these situations of helping. Cause if not, they're gonna assume something. It's like a contract. You got to get it right in the beginning. Cause once the paper is signed, it's a wrap. Ain't no coming back. So when you helping people, have an understanding. These are the adult conversations that people don't like to have. They just like to go in and say, "Oh, I love him. I love her. We're gonna just do this." No, let's have an understanding of what we're doing. So in the end, we ain't gotta cuss each other out. You know what I'm saying? And not be friends no more. So we have an understanding. Set some ground rules. You gotta do this stuff. Cause if not, people will take advantage of you, men and women. I've seen it. I've seen it. And we all get down on our luck sometime and down on our feet. You know what I'm saying? We all do. It happens. But how far in your sorrow do I have to participate? You know what I'm saying? Because I can help some, but I can't. You feel me? Y'all feel me? But that's important. But you gotta know, and I'm saying this stuff because, you know, other people pain will turn into your pain if you're not careful. But yeah, man. Me and go through a lot of stuff out here. Just it's a lot of layers to this. But back to the healing thing. All this is a part of healing anyway. But just know sometimes when men go through stuff like this, it is a part of they need to heal. They need to be healed. They need to find healing and things like that. And you can only do so much for them. That's why you're not getting through. You trying to do it all. You trying to fix them. Because a lot of ladies try to fix men and do everything. Because it's in their nature. But you can't do it. And you find yourself invested. Because women get invested. And they don't like to let go in investments. But sometimes you're like, hey, you gotta cut your losses. Like, all right, look, I know I invested thousands or whatever the case may be, but I gotta cut my losses. It hurt, but sometimes you gotta stop the bleeding right there and be like, all right, I gotta just take my losses and lick my wounds, pick myself up, and just walk on. You have to. Yeah, because human, you're only one person. You're not God. You can't heal all. I'm omnipotent. I think that's the word. But yeah. But anyway, so some of this, like I said, some of this stuff is hurting. That made me going through hurting and pain. A lot of stuff, like I said earlier, men don't like to talk about the hurt and pain for many reasons. You can be there to talk to them. You can let them know that you're there. Then y'all can talk. Create a good space for them. But just try to understand when they going through stuff and they hurt and they haven't healed. It's a big thing. So you ain't crazy. This guy got to heal. And until a man really heals and really gets there, he's not going to be what he need to be. At least he need to recognize. It's one thing not to be healed, but it's another thing not even recognize you need it or refuse to just get healing. You know what I'm saying? That's two totally different things. Now, if he has recognized that he need these things and he's going to, that's cool. You can walk with him. You can walk with him, and see what he's doing. That way you can evaluate what you need to do. If you see him taking the right steps in the right direction, that's good. You be like, okay, I can rock with that. I see you as a man. You recognize your faults and you doing something about it. I can rock with that. Most women can rock with that. If they see you as a man handling your business, you got problems, you got this, but you stepping up as a man, you say, you know what, I'm gonna do something about it. Most women rock with you, and that's good. That's a good thing. Because like I said, we all been somewhere, and nobody's perfect. But you just gotta know what it is, what's going on, what you're dealing with, and the mindset of a certain person. Because some men are ready, some men are not ready, as far as healing goes. But like I said yesterday, there's a lot of people out here that's jumping from relationship to relationship, and they haven't healed. And it's creating more toxic relationships. We need a lot of healing and prayer in our community, man. We do. A lot of it. And a lot of people don't even realize they need it. It's serious. We need a lot of healing and prayer. For real, man. Therapy and everything. And I'm an advocate for relationships and love, especially black love. And I strongly feel like when we start to take care of these things, we start to create better families, better situations, better children, better individuals. And even if a breakup happens, it don't have to be super toxic. We can walk away in a perfect world. We can walk away amicably. I can't even say that word. I can never say that word. You know, but it can be done. But it needs to happen, man. It needs to happen. More conversation need to happen because it's a lot of hurt and pain behind. There's a lot of people been hurt. A lot of people doing people wrong out here, and and it's a lot of I don't care attitude going on. Like, okay, if I hurt her, I hurt her. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. I mean, I don't like that attitude. That she. I don't like our young men seeing other men say stuff like that. Like, if she hurt, she hurt. I mean, or whatever. I don't like that because it becomes a mindset. It becomes the norm. Okay, I'm gonna do what I got. I'm gonna do what I gotta do. If she get hurt, she get hurt. She feel bad, she feel bad. Whatever. I'm going on to the next woman. And it just it's just creating toxic environments. You know, it's not cool. It's not cool at all. But yeah, y'all, that's all I wanted to say today. We get 2 lives in a row. You know, hit the like button, please. Subscribe, share this. I just want to come spread some positivity in this thing. Some positivity, just some understanding of healing. Oh, and also let me say before I go, let me say this: if you do need healing, make sure you go get healing. Reevaluate this for men and women. Reevaluate your situation. Take a self look into what's going on in your life, your behavior, the things that you say, the things that hurt you, the things that bother you, the things that trigger you. Look at yourself. It's the hardest thing to do is to look at yourself, to look inward because it gets ugly sometimes. We don't want to admit, but look at it because we all need something to happen to us. So look at if you need healing and go get it. Take your time with it. Take the time that you need. There's nothing wrong with taking time that you need to get healing, and know that no matter what your situation is, you can get through it. You have to first believe that. It's hard to see it. Faith of a mustard seed, baby. You know what I'm saying? You can get through it. You can and you will get through it. So you have to go into with a positive mindset. It's scary. It can be scary sometimes getting healing because I ain't never talked to nobody before. All this stuff I got from the past is been there. If I even think about it, I start crying. All the kind of stuff can happen. It's real. I'm very understanding that these situations are real. Sometimes I know people, and I've been in myself where to even think about a situation, I'll just be ready to you know what I'm saying? Like, as soon as you go to the therapist, they're like, hello. You start crying. Oh, you know what I'm saying? You got to deal with this stuff, man. You just start rolling around on the ground crying. But it feels good. If I'm telling y'all, it feels good to get this healing because we are communal beings. We are children of God. You know what I'm saying? We are created to talk. We are created to commune with each other. You know, and so you're not created to be in this world alone. That's different from being in a relationship. I'm talking about just on an island by yourself. You created to talk and commune. That's what we are. Cause we're spiritual beings, and so we have to feed that spiritual person on the inside. You know what I'm saying? So, and talking, all animals commune together. All animals. There's not a creation out there that doesn't commune together. All creation, all God created community. The trees, the plants, the rocks, and bacteria, the birds, the dogs, the cats, everything communes together. You know, it works together. So we meant to do stuff together. So that's why it's important to get this healing and recognize what you need and go get it because you'll be a better person. You know what I'm saying? You'll be a better person just for yourself and for anybody else. That's why people go crazy when they're in solitary confinement because it's cruel and unusual punishment. Isolation is not good. Even though, as a man, as a Virgo, we love being alone. We also love being with people too. We like it in moderation. But yeah, if you need that healing, go get healing, man. For real. Like I said, as a minister, man, I talk to people all the time. In counseling and sessions and stuff like that, I talk to people all the time. And they go. A lot of people going. Appreciate it, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people be going through this stuff. I be going through stuff too. A lot of people be going through stuff. So, like I said, ministry is my calling. I like to help people, see people healed and stuff like that. But it's very important that you get this healing and speak. Like I said yesterday, speak positivity to your life. Because it's a real thing. It's a real thing. Speak the positivity into your life, man. But go seek it out and know that you can get through it and you will get through it. You try to have a positive attitude, man. It's hard, but you can do it. Start a change. The one way to change, to start the healing process, like I said, is to recognize you need healing and admit that you need healing. And this goes for anybody, to admit that you need healing. Those are the first two big steps. And I'm making it sound simple, but those are huge steps to admit that you got a problem, that you need something. But once you do that, you can move to the next step. And that's very important. So do that, man. Recognize, like, okay, I need some help. Do it. Like I said, change your environment. Start, like I said yesterday, start using affirmations, positive things. Listen at different speakers. I mean, it's stuff is everywhere. You got audio books, you got YouTube, you got podcasts. Whatever you're interested in that's positive, listen to that on a daily. When you walk into the grocery store, or not walk, but you walk when you go to the grocery store, get some headphones and listen to your positive podcasts, positive messages, whatever. Nature sounds. But you really need to listen at words, though. Words that's positive. People that speak in life, people that's telling you that you can do it. I do it all the time. I listen to different podcasts. I listen to different speakers. Two of my favorite speakers is Les Brown and Dr. Miles Monroe. Les Brown and Dr. Miles Monroe. I listen to them all the time. Sometimes I be jogging, because they be spitting. You know what I'm saying? They be spitting that positive information. I be like, oh man, I listen to them. I be ready. But they give you those two guys, they give you practical things that you can do. It's not like hard stuff that you can't comprehend. So you need to do this. Listen and stuff, change the music that you listen to. All this stuff goes into your computer. And if you're depressed and you're going through something you haven't healed, it's important what you take in, what you watch. Y'all know what's going on in the world today, this virus stuff. Turn the TV off sometime. Turn the news off sometime. Because it's that you can't take this type of news in every day like that. Because some of y'all, I know y'all watching the news every day. It's a new number. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we get it. Get your highlights in the morning, a couple highlights in the evening, and be done with it. You don't need to go through, you know what's going on. You don't need to go through the entire day listening at every news update. Because we know what's up. Do what you need to do. I'm just telling you to help you get through. Because you got to change this stuff. Stay informed, but don't indulge. You feel me? That's how it had to be. Because you can be all right. Listen to that stuff again. What you watch, what you hear. Even the people that speak to you. Even friends. Sometimes you got to back off from friends. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes, some people bring negativity. Some people got negative energy. You got to do what you got to do. This helps depression. It does. These are things you can do to yourself and for yourself. Food that you eat. Food is a big depressant, antidepressant, and mood lifter. You gotta watch the foods. All this stuff really matters. Think about it. You ever been feeling down and ate some ice cream and now you happy? Or you ever been hungry and you about to eat a big meal, you happy? That's what food does. So food is a mood changer. So you gotta watch the type of food that you eat, what you take in your body, because some foods make you feel bad. Some foods you take in your body would dampen your mood, make you feel sluggish. You like, I can't do nothing. I'm telling you, I'm not vegan or vegetarian, but I am an advocate for healthy eating and fruits and vegetables. Those are the best. It's natural. Those are the best. Because just last week I was feeling sluggish. I was like, man, I ain't feeling like myself. You know what I'm saying? But last week I was eating bad. I love sweet tea. I was drinking like a lot of sweet tea. I had a lot of sugar, and I wasn't eating good like I usually do. And my mood was, I was sleepy. I was tired. I was like, hold on. I said, let me change this. I cut it all out, reversed it, and now I'm just like, oh, let's go, boy. You know what I'm saying? For real. It's real, man. It's real, man. But yeah, so watch all this stuff, man. And I appreciate y'all. I'm about to go, but yo, stay prayed up, stay positive, like, share, and subscribe. And I really appreciate it, because y'all rocking with your boy, and all that good stuff. And stay prayed up, baby. We out.